Welcome, my good distinguished gentlemen, to Aviary Attorney. Now, I don't really know a lot about this game. I know that it's about animals being attorneys, like defense attorneys and lawyers and stuff in general. So that's all I know about the game, really. And that's good enough. Let's get into it. Let's see what it's about. Okay. January 1st, 1848. That's how I imagined the narrator would sound. The Chateau Crinière of Baron Rorguille. Who could have done this? Is that Monsieur Grenville? Oh mon Dieu! Dame Catherine, what have you done? Act 1. A cat with claws. Oh, a cat, eh? Okay. Sparrow son, it's midday already. Where on earth is that featherhead? Well, well, well. Look who finally decided to get up. Haven't you heard what they say about the early bird, falcon? Ugh, too early for worms. Pass the Cabernet Sauvignon. There'll be time for that later. We've got some business to handle first. Business? A letter arrived while you were sleeping. I haven't opened it yet. It's probably just more junk mail. Go ahead, Sparrowson. You may have the honors. Alright. Dear Monsieur Falcon, I am writing to you today because my daughter, Dame Cataline, has been arrested for a crime she did not commit. She's being held at La Conciergerie prison on the charge of murder, no less. Her trial is in 3 days' time. I would be greatly in your debt if you would offer her your legal aid. Yours sincerely, Seigneur Courtois, Daimyo of the Daimyo estate. This is quite something. I know. Your first serious client in months. Not just that, the Daimyo estate is well known for its exuberant wealth. Even if you cannot do much for Dame Catherine, his lordship would still reward us handsomely for our efforts. Wow. So I suppose you intend on defending Dame Catherine in court? Of course. It would be foolish to let such a good opportunity slip through our fetters. Grab your coat, Sparrowson. We are going to find our kitty client at La Conciergerie. Excellent. My derrière was getting tired from all this sitting around. Oh, but I better file away Seigneur Daimyo's letter first. One moment, Falcon. Courtois' letter has been added to your evidence folder. Courtois' letter. Seigneur Courtois, Daimyo has requested legal aid for his daughter Catherine. She's being held at the conciergerie. Okay. That's cool. You may access the evidence folder at any time by clicking the suitcase symbol. Ah, nearly forgot my wallet. I wouldn't want to lose that. Again, I recall you losing it at the New Year's party. And at Christmas. Yes, alright, no need to make a list. Falcon has picked up his wallet. 20 francs. You may see how much money he's carrying at any time by clicking on the wallet symbol. Let's make a move. January 3rd, Monday. Welcome to the map screen. From here you can travel to any listed area by clicking on a location name or location node. Okay, areas marked with a clock symbol take a whole day to visit. Areas with no symbol can be visited freely. Okay, La Conciergerie will take time. The offices will not. A sign on the door reads, the Aviary Attorney offices. No case is too big or too small. No junk mail. Let's go to the offices. Is that where... yeah, that's... Falcon? Why are we back in your office? We have a case to solve. I was just procrastinating. Well, stop it. We need to get back to helping Dame Kathleen. Alright, I'm ready. Let's go. Falcon has quite the weird accent, I should say. For centuries, the infamous Conciergerie prison has detained the accused and the condemned alike. I see. Falcon and Sparrowson step into the stone-cold foyer of the Conciergerie prison. Sullen-faced guards and visitors linger beneath the medieval archways. Ah, the Conciergerie. They say this is the finest prison in the whole of France. The outer walls are impenetrable, the cells are spotless, the guards are well-mannered. What do you want? Good day, monsieur. I am here to see Dame Kathleen Demure. I am due to represent her in court. Ah, you're her lawyer, huh? Fine, fine. Follow me. Well-mannered, huh? Well, what are you waiting for? Keep up. Fine, jeez. Kathleen. My papa hasn't forgotten about me, has he? Dame Kathleen Demure, I presume. You've arrived. The fantastic lawyer, Monsieur Falcon, and his petit assistant, Sparrowson. Milady is knowledgeable. Don't talk like that, Sparrowson. Sorry. My papa told me he would only hire the best lawyers in town. I'm flattered. But they weren't available at such short notice, so he hired the first people in the Hatters directory. Oh. You see, Falcon, I told you listing on the Aviary Attorney would pay off. Oh, yeah. Let's get down to business. Dame Kathleen, could you fill us in on some details? Your father's letter was a little brief. I can do my best. What is it you wanted to know? Right, I want to know what happened on the day of the murder. I mean the night. What exactly happened on the night of the murder? Oh, let me think. It was Friday evening. Me and my papa had arrived at Chateau Crinière, the home of great Baron Rourgil. My papa spent all evening talking with Monsieur Grinvy and the Baron about business stuff. Business stuff? Well, the three men of them own a railway company together. So all through dinner they were talking about company shares and investments, but I didn't really understand most of it. But after dinner, this man with a camera took our photograph. That was a lot more fun. Sorry, man with a what took your what? Camera. It's a new gadget. Tiny bug sits in a box with a tiny paintbrush and paints your picture very fast. In 10 minutes, poof, you have a perfect picture. Wow, technology is amazing. I don't think the lady's explanation is right, Sparrowson. Psha, let me believe. Still, the camera sounds like a very special device. I'll make a note of it. Camera's been added to your evidence folder. Camera, a photographer named Robitio, attended the banquet. An Italian, I presume. Please continue, Dame Kathleen. So, after we had the photograph, I went into the gardens to get some air. And that's when I found the body of Monsieur Grenvy. He was all ripped open. A housemaid saw me standing over the froggy Monsieur and called for help, and then the police arrived. Before I could say anything, I ended up here. It was such a blur. It must have been terrifying. It wasn't so bad. My papa taught me how to be a brave cat. Was there something else you wanted to ask, Monsieur Falcon? Who was there that evening? Dame Kathleen, who attended the banquet that evening. Well, that was me and my papa. My dearest maman couldn't make it. And there was Baron Rourgil, who hosted the dinner, and his housemaid, Colleen, I think she was called. Of course, there was Monsieur Grenvy. Well, until, he died. And there was Monsieur Robitio de Robinio, the man with the camera. But he was only there for a little while. Huh. I think that was all. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? Do you see anything suspicious? Dame Kathleen, did you see anything suspicious that evening? Suspicious? Like, maybe a guy lurking in the shadows, or a bloodied murder weapon. Monsieur Falcon, I do believe you are looking for an easy answer. You got me. I did not see anything, I'm afraid. The evening was very normal. The food was delicious. The conversation was boring. It was all very ordinary until the incident. I see. Wait, Falcon, you missed something of huge importance. I did? Dame Kathleen, you said the food was delicious. But you didn't say what food it was. You and your damn stomach. Let me see. We had poached red herring to start, garnished with garlic butter. Go on. Then a marbled steak, served perfectly bloody rare. Glorious. Falcon, write this down. What? This can't possibly be relevant to the case. Write it all down, please. For me. Fine, fine. Red herring has been added to your evidence folder. This is a red herring. Oh, literally a red herring. Like, information that is not important. It's literally a red herring. Okay, I'm dumb. Got it. Bloody rare steak has been added. Dame Kathleen ate a bloody rare steak at the banquet. Alright. Sparrowson, remind me not to let you talk to clients on an empty stomach. Come to think of it, I did find it a little strange that we weren't given any cutlery. Your animals. No cutlery? Even for the steak? Nope. You'd think that the great Baron of Chateau Crinière would have gorgeous silverware, but there was none to be seen. That is a little peculiar. Was there anything else you wanted to know, Monsieur Falcon? No. I think that will be all. So what's the plan now, Falcon? The way I see it, we have two tasks. We should head to Chateau Crinière and try to see the scene of the murder for ourselves. And we should try to track down the supposed photographer, Monsieur Robiccio de Robinho. 2 days for 2 tasks? Seems doable. But we should... Oh, it's not him talking, it's him. But we should head back. We should get head back. I'm sure that makes sense, but not to me. And get some rest first. We have a lot of work ahead of us. Wait, Monsieur Falcon, before you go. You do believe my story, don't you? Dame Kathleen, I believe that a fair trial can draw the truth from any situation. I believe in justice. That's good to hear. You're not wrong, Falcon. Well, that's not what the lady needed to hear. You might want to work on being less of a... how to put it... feel the foot. Alright, so... this means... how do I put it? Well, son of a bitch. If serving justice makes me feel the put, then I'll wear that title proudly. Well, Jesus. Dame Kathleen, Monsieur Grenville, Baron Rougail. These names are getting a bit confusing, aren't they? Not particularly. Well, it is for me. I'm going to start compiling a Facebook so that I can keep track of who everyone is. A what? A Facebook. It's a collection of people's names, pictures, and descriptions in one easy-to-carry catalog. I think I understand. The name could use a little work, though. Sparrowson has started compiling a Facebook. Facebook, okay. JJ Falcon. It's me, the Aviary Attorney himself. Sparrowson, Falcon's suave and courageous lackey. What a handsome fellow. Portois de Mieux, the wealthy father of Dame Kathleen. Portois hired us to defend Dame Kathleen. Okay, so he's out of the suspect list, I guess. Maybe. Quark, an ill-mannered jailkeeper. Seems to feel disgust for criminals, and for animals in general. Catherine de Mieux, the elegant bourgeois daughter of Seigneur Portois de Mieux. She has been accused of murdering Monsieur Grenville. Monsieur Henry, the froggy businessman who was found murdered at Chateau Crenière, a colleague of Courtois and Rogueil. Alright, that's it. You can access a list of people, yeah, got it. Let's make a move. Where are we going? A new day. Game saves automatically. Alright, that's good and bad at the same time, because if we mess up, that's bad. You can also make a quick save. I don't think I'll be using that. You can also pause menu. Yeah, okay, got it. So, what do we have to do? We have to go meet Robitio and then we have to go to the chateau. The order could be important. Do we wanna... let's go to the chateau first, get some evidence, and then we'll confront Robinho with the evidence if we get any. Let's go to the chateau. The palace. The house. Falcon and Sparson enter the courtyard outside Chateau Crenière. People with dirty clothes and gaunt faces linger around the building's shadows.
Excusez-moi, messieurs. I don't mean to be a pain, but my little girl and I are very sick and starving, see? I don't suppose you'd happen to have some spare change?
You have 20 francs in your wallet. What will do? I will give you 1 franc. There we go.
Here you go. Stay safe, madame. Many thanks to you, messieurs.
That was pretty generous of you, Falcon.
Times are tough. Making sure mother and child have something to eat is the least I can do. But what am I doing standing here moralizing? Come on, Sparrowson, we've got business to attend to.
You know, maybe I shouldn't have given her a franc because I don't think I'm gonna get anything out of that. You know, it will enrich me morally, I suppose. Falcon and Sparrowson step into the pristine wood-paneled foyer of Chateau Crenière.
Whoa, look at this place. Baron Roguet must be loaded. More than loaded. When it comes to lucrative investments, the Baron is a legend. Factories, chocolate shops, hotels, railroads. The Baron owns a little bit of everything in this side of the Seine. Is he here right now? Yes, he's a smug-looking chap with the impressive mane. But we must approach a man of his stature with tact and finesse. Hey, Baron! We'd like a word! How's that? Sparrowson, you have the finesse of an inebriated warthog.
You can thank me later. I think I got his attention.
Did I hear my name? Great Baron Roguet, property owner extraordinaire, at your service. And who might you fellows be? More investigators?
No. Attorneys.
Not quite. I am a private attorney, J.J. Falcon, and this is my associate, Sparrowson. Lawyers, eh? You know, you aren't the first to have passed through here today. Oh, yes. This jumpy, twitchy fellow came by this morning. Asked a bunch of questions, then hopped away before he heard the answers. Most curious. Do you know who he was, Sparrowson?
Perhaps. I have a hunch we'll be seeing him at the trial. His name is Hutch, huh?
A friend of yours.
Something like that.
So, what may I do for you, messieurs? We're doing research on Monsieur Henry. The frog was killed here on Friday evening. Of course. Such a tragedy. He was a good friend and a loyal business partner. I suppose you, messieurs, will be wanting to see the crime scene for yourself? Actually, yes. That would be fantastic. Be my guest. You'll find the garden where the murder occurred through the back doors. Sorry. You may also be interested in the lounge on the 2nd floor, 3rd door to the right. That would be where we gather for a group photograph prior to the... unfortunate accident. Did we see the finished photograph? I'm afraid not. It is my understanding that a photograph must be developed before it can be viewed. It's a slow process. My own copy of the photograph is to be delivered in 3 days' time. That's no good to us. The trial may be over by then. Nonetheless, we appreciate your hospitality. Thank you, Baron. It's no trouble at all. I'll be here to see you out when you are done with your investigations. So, where shall we go first? Select a room to investigate. Let's head to the gardens where the murder took place, so let's head to the garden. Dame Cataline said that she found Monsieur Grenville on the stairs by the fountain, so this must be the very spot where the murder took place. Hey Falcon, do the crime scene investigation thing. The crime scene investigation thing? Yeah, you know, that thing where you get all eagle-eyed and analyze every object in excruciating detail. You mean search for evidence? Yeah, do that. That's not a bad suggestion. It would not be the first time the Parisian police have missed something right under their noses. In investigation mode, you are free to examine the scenery. Click on an item and Falcon will examine it. When you've had enough, click the X. Select an area to examine. I see, interesting. Very interesting, a lot of stuff. Let's see this. Another beautifully made horse statue. You know, my uncle once had a horse that refused to hit A. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yep. Eventually, we realized that it was just filling up on horse d'oeuvre. Terrible. Okay. Nice joke. Let's see about this. Horse statue. This one has a goofy face. That reminds me of a joke. A horse walks into a bar and the barkeeper says, "Why the long face?" Yes, we've heard that before. What? No. The barkeep says, "You've got to stop coming here. You're drinking us under the stable." I think it's time to rein in the horse jokes. Okay, that's not as funny, but hey, the fun. This fountain is finely crafted. It's solid carved marble. That can't have been cheap. I see nothing but water in the bottom of the lower basin. It's a shame we can't see inside the upper basin from here. That would be a perfect place to quickly stash a murder weapon. That's actually not a terrible line of reasoning. We ought to wade in and take a closer look just to be sure. Yeah, I suppose we should. I apologize. I wasn't being direct enough. What I meant to say was, Sparrowson, go wade into the fountain and take a closer look inside the upper basin. Me? No way. If you want to go wading, do it yourself. I'm a respectable lawyer. You can't expect me to roll up my trousers and paddle around a fountain like a duck in a lake. Yeah, well, you don't pay me enough to justify getting my sweet threads wet. Look, there's only one reasonable way to settle this. We'll flip for it. Flip for it? Yep. I'll flip this 1 franc coin. You call the outcome. Get it wrong and you go for a swim. So, will it be heads or tails? Napoleon face or plant squiggles? Tails. Plant squiggles. It's called a wreath, Sparrowson. Sure, I'll bet on the plant squiggles. Yeah, here I go. It's heads. Should have gone with the old Emperor Falcon. Ah, fine. Hold my shoes. Falcon should really learn how to spot a rigged coin flip, you bastard. I almost feel bad for cheating. Almost. I knew you were gonna say that. You bastard, you cunning bastard. You're back. Had a good swim? No. I'm a bird, not a fish. But I did find a mystery item in the upper basin. It's no murder weapon though. What is this? It's brown and sticky. And it smells weird. Don't tell me that you picked up a very wet cigar butt. Possibly belonging to Baron Roguet? Correct. That shouldn't be too surprising. It is his house after all. I'll stash it in with the evidence folder just in case. Cigar butt has been added to your... This is gonna be used to prove that he was there.
Is there anything else we need to do here? There certainly is, my friend. Let's check out this horse.
Baron Roguet certainly likes his horse statues.
I don't mind the horse statues, but the little Shellroot people creep me out. Babies should be waddling, not attempting saddleless horseback riding. Fair. With this one. A finely crafted horse statue. The mane almost looks lifelike. Would you say it behooves you to stroke it? No. No, I would not. The last thing that we have to examine, it seems, is the stair where he died.
Dried blood on the staircase. This must be where Monsieur Grenville died.
Do you see any bloody footprints? Or maybe a name scrawled in blood, written with a frog's last breath.
Wasteful thinking. All I'm seeing here is a big sticky puddle. There's nothing to indicate that the body was moved or that the frog left a last-minute clue. All I can make out from the bloody mess is that Monsieur Grenville was attacked and killed on the staircase.
And that is everything examined. Let's check out the cigar butt. A cigar was found at the bottom of the fountain in Rogue's garden. It could only be reached with a little waiting, I mean. Jesus, my English is really bad today. Well, oh, we got some more people. Sauton and Gambard, a mother and her bouncy daughter who begged us for money outside Chateau Crinière. Baron Roguet, the great lion of Chateau Crinière, reputably ruthless businessman. Huh, okay, interesting. Well, that's all. Let's go back.
I think we're done here.
Good call. But are you sure you don't want to take another dip? We still have time.
Don't push your luck.
Let's go to the lounge. Oh, who might you be, my long-necked dame? Are you gonna talk or...?
Second floor. Third door on the right. This must be the room where the photograph was taken.
Psst. Hey, Falcon. Did you see that?
See what?
That housemaid totally just did something shifty.
Shifty?
I think she just pocketed something from that drawer. You should totally call her out on it.
Excuse me, mademoiselle.
Ah, yes? Are you two policemen?
No, we're private attorneys. My name is J.J. Falcon.
And I'm Sparrowson.
How rude of me. My name is Colleen de Hout.
So, what can I help you messieurs with today?
We're investigating the murder that took place last week. Do you mind if we ask you a couple of questions?
That's fine. Let me just grab a chair. That's better. What was it you wanted to ask?
We're looking for the room where the photograph was taken prior to the incident. Would you happen to know whether this is the right room?
Oh yes, you're in the right place. I saw the photography session for myself. Let's see. The cameraman was standing... just about where you're standing actually, Monsieur Falcon.
And where was the camera pointed?
Right at the clock above the mantelpiece. The Baron insisted on using that very location.
Now that I'm looking at it, something isn't right about that clock.
I know! The painting on it totally clashes with the decor. There goes his English accent.
I was thinking along more obvious lines. The clock has no hands.
Oh, that clock has never had hands in all the years I've worked here. I think Baron Roguet just keeps it around as a conversation piece. Well, we're conversing about it, so I guess it's working.
It's a peculiar detail, though. I'll make a note of it.
Missing clock hands have been added to your evidence folder. Is there something else you wanted to ask? Is there something we should know?
You were a little nervous when we came in. You thought we were police officers.
Is there something we ought to know? Anything you need to confess? No, I suppose I'm just a little nervous after all the drama last week. Let's pressure her.
Are you sure there isn't anything you're hiding? It's okay to tell us. We're defense attorneys. That means we help people get away with criminal acts. Right, and, wait. What? No! That's not an accurate job description, Sparrow-san. It isn't? Oh, what do we do then? I'll tell you later. Honestly, messieurs, I have nothing to hide. Was there something else you wanted to ask?
That's all.
No further questions. Thank you, mademoiselle. You've been a great help. It's no problem, messieurs. Actually, there is something. I know you two saw me stealing as you came in. I appreciate that you didn't give me the third degree about it. You see, I'm trying to save up to follow my dreams and... Well, never mind, I'm rambling. It's no problem, mademoiselle. To be honest, we have a much larger crime to worry about. Although I should probably ask, I don't suppose you've been stealing anything else? Silverware, perhaps? Ah, you know about that? Yeah, I suppose that was me. It started with a couple of teaspoons. I didn't think the Baron would miss those. But, well, yeah, I suppose the habit got a little away from me. That's one mystery solved, at least. Missing silverware has been added to your evidence folder. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell the Baron. He's been really kind and I would hate to break his trust.
I see. So, where to next, Big Bad? Let's check out our evidence. The clock in Baron Rogue's lounge has no hands. Interesting. Missing silverware. Colleen, the housemaid of Chateau Crinière, has confessed to stealing silverware from the household. Alright. Let's see what we have to say about her. A vertically enabled housemaid who works for Baron Rogue. She seems to have a mild case of kleptomania. In case you don't know, that's, I guess an addiction to stealing? Something like that.
Okay. Did you monsieurs have a good look around? I trust everything was in order. We had a good look. Thank you, Baron. But we actually have some questions for you. Please ask away. I have nothing to hide.
About your housemaid.
We met your housemaid, Colleen Duhon. She's a courteous young lady, isn't she?
On one hand, I'm an attorney. And I have to uphold the law and seek the truth at all times. On the other hand, I'm an animal. Let's not rat on her for as much as I want to.
Yes, she was more than willing to help us with our investigation. I'm glad to hear it. You two want to ask something else?
What happened on Amber?
Baron Rogue, I would like to ask you about your activities on the night of the murder. Oh, am I in trouble? We'll see. That remains to be seen. Does it now? I don't particularly care for your tone. I'm just asking questions, Baron. If you have nothing to hide, then you should be able to give a straight answer.
Wow. Quite suspicious.
Listen well, garçon. I make more money in 10 minutes than you make in a week. I pay extortionate amounts of taxes to the government so that law lackeys like you can keep your cozy jobs. And yet, you have the audacity to waltz into my own home and accuse me of being a murderer? You have 10 seconds to get off my property, or I will ensure that your next trial will be your own.
Well, that could have gone better. Yep.
Don't say anything.
What was it you told me as we went in? Let's act with tact and finesse.
Shut up.
What was it you called me? A drunken warthog?
I don't need this. I'm going back to the office.
I think we messed up. Well, I don't think we would have gotten anything useful from the Baron either way. Let's go to the studio.
So this is the studio of the famous photographer. Shall we knock?
Wait, there's a note on the door.
The magnificent and marvelous artist is not an actor, Monsieur Robitio de Robinho is currently out on an artistic expedition. He shall return when his muse sees fit. When his muse sees fit? What does that even mean? When he wants to, basically. Yes. I think that means he's a pretentious bird brain. But in any case, the artist seems to be out. What shall we do now? Let's knock anyways. Maybe he has a maid or something. We should knock anyway. Alright, I don't see the harm. Nope. It doesn't look like he's in Facom. Yes. We should break in. What? Are you serious? Maybe. Monsieur J.J. Falcon. Who would have thought that a man of justice like yourself would be against such reckless displays of unlawful barbarism? You're right. I'm sorry. I don't know what came up. It's a brilliant suggestion. Stand back. I'm barging the door down. Wait. Just like that? Shouldn't we discuss this first? Oh. Well, we're in. Jesus Christ. What in bird Jesus' name was that? You said you wanted to break in. I thought we could find an open window. I didn't think you'd turn into a bird-sized cannonball. Well, now we're here, we ought to make the most of it. This place is quite something. It's very... swanky? I was going to say ostentatious. That's just swanky talk for swanky. We don't have time for this. The sound of a door being smashed in could be drawing unwanted attention. We should find anything that may help our case and get out. Select an area to examine. The portrait. A lighthouse? No, wait, it's a man in a top hat. Actually, if I squint and turn my head sideways, it's a black smudge, fuck. Oh, so many portraits. Alright, this. I see paints, inks, dyes. I'm not quite sure what the clear liquid in this bottle is. I could taste test it. You could, but we don't have time for a hospital visit right now, so let's not. I'm going to examine this portrait. I see a bourgeois tigress in profile. I see a finely dressed dandy fellow upon a horse. Jesus, this. A picture of a sailing ship on a windy day. This is a tiny photograph of what appears to be a jail cell. That reminds me, how illegal is this? You know, breaking and entering, rifling through a person's belongings. Very. I'm not going to lie to you, Sparrow. If we're caught, we will be spending the next 20 years with a number instead of a name. I call 24601. Don't be daft, Sparrow. You can't call prison numbers. Damn, I wanted that one. This is a picture of a fence. It's a fancy photograph. It leaves the viewer defenseless. Out of all the pictures here, I would pick it as my favorite. Okay, I'm done. No more fence puns. A butterfly. Or maybe a moth. It's difficult to tell in black and white. Interesting. This is a photograph of a castle somewhere in the countryside. You know, I once had an uncle who once fell off a castle rampart while on guard duty. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Did he die? No, he got demoted. Terrible. A chandelier. You should get one of those for the office. I don't have the money for that sort of luxury. Let's see this. This appears to be a photograph of a ladder, symbolic of climbing towards success, perhaps. It looks more like a step ladder to me. Oh no. We're not getting into that good old argument. A beautiful picture of the Paris skyline. Given the angle, this must have been taken from the Notre Dame Cathedral itself.
Oh, too soon, my friend. Are those all the pictures? Indeed, they do seem to be. Let's investigate this. Hey, Falcon, look!
What? It's just an easel.
No. Look at what's on the easel.
Oh, wow. This must be a copy of the photograph from the evening of the murder. There's no question about it. I see a housemaid named Catherine, and I think that's Seigneur Portois, Catherine's father.
So, what shall we do? Do we just take this? Well, you see, illegally obtained evidence is not admissible in courts. We have the evidence. Let's leave it. No, but the door's already busted in, so let's take it.
You've come this far, you may as well borrow it.
So the photograph's been out. Okay. Is there anything else we need to do here? There is absolutely nothing else here, so let's leave.
I think we're done snooping. Let's get out of here before we draw further attention to ourselves.
Sounds good to me. Uh-oh. Oh mon dieu, what happened to my door? Let's lie. Let's lie.
Some kids did it. Little weasel types, we saw them.
Yeah, weasels. They were all like,
let's break into this guy's house.
and we were all like,
No, weasels!
you cannot do that because that would be illegal. And then they were like,
we chased them off. That's the important thing.
well, thank you, I suppose.
Let's make a move. Trial day is approaching fast.
Right, let's go. Ooh. Ooh. Well, that sucks. The Palace of Justice, Palais de Justice. Let's go check out our offices, see what we can do. Falcon, it's a trial day. Stop messing around. We need to head to the courthouse already. I think we're supposed to lose.
It was just...
No, you're going to be late. Listen, he's back. Can't we talk to him? Okay, let's go to the court. Oh, that is actually... Okay, I was gonna talk about the map. That reminded me of the map of New York for some reason. Falcon and Sparrowson stand inside the marble portico of the Palais de Justice, waiting the opening of the Tribunal de Grande Instance. Wow. I don't know how to translate this to English. Tribunal of Great I don't know how to translate this to English, but we have you have courts with the same name of Great Instance in my country, so I mean it's not Great Instance in my country, it's First Instance. Actually no, it's the Supreme Court. Grand Instance is the Supreme Court, right? Because First Instance is the regional courts, Second Instance are the resource courts. Basically, if you appeal a court's decision, you go to the Second Instance court. Then you have the Supreme Court, which is the Third Instance. And why am I talking about this? You don't care, probably. Let's go. Falcon. Are you nervous, Falcon? I'm gonna be honest. Not really.
Nope. We've got this case in the bag. Look at my feathers, see? Totally unruffled.
Wow. Well, at least one of us is feeling confident. You're going to jail. You're so going to jail. Monsieur Falcon, petit person. Is there anything you need me to do?
No. We've got a handle on things.
Falcon was just telling me how confident he was feeling about the case. That's wonderful. I know you two will pull through.
Let's move it along, fellas.
I'll be watching from the inside. Do your best for me, Monsieur Falcon.
We will.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
We're so not ready.
Alright, Settle down, everyone, settle down. Is everybody here? J.J. Falcon, present. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Rupert Rabington, present. The ready is prosecutions, Your Honor. Darn, that's not it. Oh gosh, where are my notes? Ha! I knew it.
Know what?
Rupert and I went to Paris Law School together. He was in all of my classes.
Oh, was he smart?
No. He always scored the second worst marks in class. I can only assume that he bumbled through the final exams on the luck of his two rabbit's feet. Unless he's improved considerably, you might already have this trial in the bag.
That's good to know. But say, Sparso, if Rupert scored the second lowest marks in the class, then who scored the lowest?
I choose to exercise my right to not self-incriminate. Here it is. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Are the jury all present? All present and accounted for, Your Honor.
Hey Falcon, I thought there were only 6 members of the jury for cases like this. Why do I count 8?
Oh, those two birds with the funny hats are assessors, the associate judges.
Yeah, associate judges. This is the Supreme Court, okay.
Everything seems to be in order, so let us begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Cataline Demure. Prosecution, please call your first witness to the stand.
Oh gosh, are we there already? Okay, I choose to call the officer in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Volerti, to the witness stand.
Inspector Volerti, please approach the stand and recite the oath. As you will, Your Honor. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Monsieur, no, Inspector, please state your name and occupation for the record.
My name is Inspector Juste Valerti. I am a servant to the law, a scourge of the gutter rats that plague this city. I have enforced the law for over 20 years, and I shall continue until I bring the infamous Viridian killer to justice. My path begins 18 years ago. Let's stick to the questions, Inspector. Of course, Your Honor.
Oh, great. I was hoping we could have one of those bumbling, cuddly officers, but instead we're stuck with lawful goody two-shoes. I bet this guy would turn in his own mother if he saw a littering. So, Inspector, is it true that you are the lead investigator on this case?
That is correct. I was also among the first to arrive at the scene of the crime.
Then perhaps you can walk us through what you witnessed upon your arrival?
Absolutely. Just after 7:30, we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Baron Rorgale. At the scene of the crime, we found Dame Cataline Demure. She was standing over the corpse of Monsieur Grenville with his blood on her paws.
Well, that sounds like an open and shut case in my humble opinion. No more questions, Your Honor.
Bloodied paws? Nobody told me that detail.
Keep it together, Falcon. You're about to be given the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. That's your opportunity to find flaws in the inspector's testimony.
Of course, I know this. You may begin your cross-examination, Monsieur Falcon.
Cross-examine the witness to find flaws in his testimony. Select a phrase that you find suspicious, and Falcon will press the witness. Ask the right questions to bring the truth to light. Avoid pressing for pointless details. The judge and jury don't like having their time wasted. Select a statement to question. We were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid. I don't have any evidence that counteracts this. Do I? No, I do not. 19 francs, okay, don't care. Of Baron Rogueil. At the scene of the crime, we found Dame Catterley. That's also true. She was standing over the sliced open corpse of Monsieur Grenouille with blood on her paws. Blood on her paws. They did not have cutlery. There you go, blood on her paws.
Inspector, you say Dame Kathleen had blood on her paws? Correct. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict.
Whose blood was it?
Whose blood was it? Ha! What a question! It was Monsieur Grenouille's, of course. How can you be so sure?
I object. This line of questioning is absurd. There was only one murder victim that night, Falcon. The blood on Dame Catherline's paws could have only belonged to one person. Monsieur Grenouille. Judge! Falcon's trying to delay the trial by asking pointless questions.
I'm afraid the prosecution may have a point, Monsieur Falcon. Do you have any reason to suspect that the blood belonged to someone other than Monsieur Henry?
I do.
Do you, Nan?
Well, that wasn't even a word, Falcon, but okay.
Actually, I have more than suspicion. I have evidence that the blood of Dame Catherline's paws had nothing to do with the murder.
This is foolish time wasting, Falcon. If the blood on Dame Catherline's paws didn't come from the victim, then where did the blood come from? Bloody rare steak.
On the evening of the murder, Dame Catherine ate a bloody rare steak. Is this true, Monsieur Ravencourt?
Well, in a manner of speaking, I suppose steak may have been on the menu.
Then, Inspector, would you mind to acknowledge the possibility that the blood on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak? Well...
Wait, don't answer that, Inspector.
It is a possibility.
No. Intriguing. Pretty convincing. You gained a little favor with the jury.
So, Inspector Valerdi, it is possible that you arrested an innocent bystander for simply being a messy eater.
Now, hold on just a minute, Falcon. You are overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Kathleen is an elegant bourgeois kitten. She was no doubt brought up with flawless etiquette and perfect table manners. At a banquet, she would have eaten the steak with a fork in her left hand and a knife in her right, like any proper civilized animal. How could she have possibly gotten blood on her paws with such good manners?
Oh, that is a good question. Or at least it would be at any ordinary dinner banquet. But as it happens, something was missing from that particular banquet. Something that forced Dame Kathleen to eat with her paws.
Missing silverware.
Dame Kathleen was forced to eat steak with her paws because the silverware of the household had been previously stolen.
Is it stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in the police report.
We weren't aware of anything missing from the Rogueil residence when we performed the initial investigation. But, as it happened, Baron Rogueil approached us about this very subject last night.
Innocent, perhaps.
What a twist!
Get a little favor of the jury.
What was the meaning of all this? Bloody steak? Misplaced silverware? Inspector, was your investigation so lax that you overlooked these basic facts in your initial report? Lax? My investigation? Judge, I assure you I'm the most thorough investigative officer on the force. Then it is amazing that the Parisian police managed to solve any crimes at all.
Oh dear.
Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case. ... Fine. So be it. Messieurs, until next time. Prosecutor, I trust your next witness is ready?
Yes, of course, Your Honor. I call upon, let's see, Monsieur Robinho, the photographer, who attended the banquet on the night of the murder.
Monsieur Robinho, please approach the stand and recite the oath. How does it go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's a little cliche, but to be perfectly honest. Could the witness please introduce himself for the court record? Huh. As if anybody in this courtroom does not immediately recognize me. I am the great Monsieur Robinho, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture their very essence. Je suis l'artiste, tu es une pipe. You may have seen my works in hip magazines, Le Branché, or C'est Chouette. I can send you tweets if you like. What on earth is a tweet? Bad communication. Come on, fuck. It's the 19th century. Get with the times already. Yes, your works are very impressive, Monsieur Robinho, but let's get on to business. Could you tell us your activities? What they were on the night of the murder? Very well. I was hired by Baron Roguel to capture the evening's events. I arrived at 7 in the evening. I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph. Then I billed Baron Roguel and left. Like a true artist. And with regards to the photograph itself, what did you photograph? I thought you might ask. I brought a copy so that you could all see for yourselves. Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look. My word, this is an exquisite picture, isn't it? So let's see, who do we have here? In the middle, we see Baron Roguet, the lion who hosted the event. On the left, we see Seigneur Portois de Mieux, the father of the defendant, Dame Catherine. And finally, we see the housemaid, Colleen Duhar, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. As you can see, two people are clearly absent from the photograph. The first is the victim, Monsieur Grenouille. The second is the defendant, Dame Kathleen Demieux. Quite suspicious, won't you agree? Just a moment, Monsieur Rabbit. This proves nothing. So, the defendant and the victim were not photographed while the others. That doesn't mean that they were in the garden together at that point. Hold your horses, Falcon, I'm not done yet. The prosecution may continue. Behind the photograph subjects, we see a wall clock with the time set at 7:30. Now, why is that time significant? Well, as Inspector Volerti told us earlier, that was the exact time the murder took place. You see, Falcon, every suspect has an alibi at the time of the murder, save for Dame Kathleen herself. Hey, Falcon, that photograph doesn't seem right. It looks different to the one we borrowed from Robinho's studio. I see it too, it's the clock. Our photograph shows Colleen Duhar, Dame Kathleen, and Seigneur Portois. But Monsieur Robinho's photograph shows Baron Roguer, where Dame Kathleen should be standing. If we assume that only one photograph was taken, then this demonstrates that one of the photographs must have been edited in some way. We should just slam that evidence down. Be like, bam, inconsistency. This whole courtroom is out of order, case closed. No, that's a bad move. We got that illegally. We should prove that through the clock hands. Yeah, I can't do that. Well, I suppose you could be a little more delicate with your words. No, I mean, I can't do that because our evidence was illegally obtained. Exactly. If I were to present it, Monsieur Robinho would ask how we acquired it, and the whole trial would derail. In a worst-case scenario, I would lose my legal license, and we would be arrested for theft. Oh. Well, we don't want to do that. No, we don't. I should tread lightly. Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Very well, the defense may proceed. It's a waste of time, if you ask me. Photographs are rock-solid evidence. Cross-examination. Select statement to question. I build 7 p.m.
7 p.m. No, that's the arrival time. Events 1 minute. Do I question the time? Because that's when he arrived. I should question the photograph. Let's question the. No, that's a red herring. That's fake. You could just say that he has a clock. Question the photograph. Let's take a closer look at this photograph. Hello, that. I see a mistake in the photograph. Just to clarify, Monsieur Robinho, photographs are different reflection of reality, are they not? That is correct. The photographic process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies. That is most curious, because I see a mistake. A mistake? Impossible! I just told you, monsieur, the camera is a perfect unbiased device. The photograph has no mistakes. Falcon, I'm not seeing any mistakes. Perhaps you could be more specific? Certainly. Click on the area of the photograph that you believe has a mistake. The clock. The clock in this photograph. The clock in this photograph. There is something not right about it. Well, isn't that convenient? The defense sees something wrong with the key piece of evidence that implicates his client. Don't give me that cocky tone, Monsieur Hamilton. I have evidence that there's nothing wrong with the clock in the picture. I mean something, not nothing. There we go, missing clock hands. The photograph clearly shows the clock hands pointing at 7 and 6. That much is self-evidence. Which is most curious, because the clock in the lounge of Chateau Carmier has no hands. It has no hands? The clock is merely a decorative piece. A talking item. Feel free to ask Baron Roguet or his housemaid if you have doubts. Monsieur Robinho, how do you explain this discrepancy? I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. My camera is flawless. There is no mistake, monsieur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world. Maybe there was an error in the printing process. An error precisely where the clock hands should be? Please, monsieur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsieur Robinho, edited this photograph. Edited? I am no expert, but I suspect that you used paint or ink to carefully put your hands on the clock. It would have been a simple task, considering that the clock face was bare. One could even speculate that you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph just to simplify the editing process. Falcon, your reasoning is absurd. Why would a witness do such a thing? Is it not obvious? By showing the photograph to have taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears all the photograph's subjects of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Robinho created a perfect alibi. Of course, this raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting? And why? Was Monsieur Robinho coerced, bribed, threatened? Here's how I think this is gonna play out. Normally, when a witness becomes a suspect, the trial is suspended so the investigations can continue. Let's see if that is what's going to happen. Enough silence. Let's hear some answers, Monsieur Robinho. Fine, you got me. I'm guilty. I did it all. You did it? You're confessing to the murder, Monsieur Connery? What? No. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting that I'm guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs. By whom? Yes, that included adding hands to the clock. You were ordered by whom? I dare not say. Monsieur Robinho, I strongly advise you to answer the defense's question. You have pledged to speak without fear, after all. With respect, Judge, I fear his claws more than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I shall name no names. His claws. Did you hear that, Falcon? The lion. That is most unfortunate. Monsieur Robinho, we cannot and shall not torture names out of you.
You don't live under the ancient regime, after all. But since you have admitted to falsifying evidence, we cannot keep you on the stand as a witness. Take your leave. You shall be charged with perjury in due course.
You can protest. That's the least I deserve for my failure as an artist. Good day, messieurs. Intriguing.
Pretty convincing.
Gain favor with the judge. So the clock sands was painted on? So what? It doesn't matter. The photograph still depicts Dame Cataline as an absent close to the time of the murder. That's significant.
Don't be dense, Monsieur Remington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, then you can be considered reliable evidence.
Why not? It's still a portrayal of the night's events.
Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, then we must accept the possibility that other parts were too. It is possible that Dame Cataline was painted out. Even worse, it is possible that another person was painted in. We know that the witness was trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for.
So what are you saying, Falcon? That the housemaid paid off the photographer? Or that it was Seigneur Courtois de Mieux, perhaps?
I don't think so. The housemaid lacks the means or motive, and it wouldn't make sense for Seigneur Courtois to implicate his own daughter.
Well, surely you're not suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron Roguet deliberately tried to frame Dame Cataline? Because that would be the most outlandish theory at. The Baron is a pillar of our community. He would never do such a thing.
Monsieur Rabington, I'm not here to throw accusations. That's the job of you, the prosecutor. However, mayhaps I should offer my opinion.
But, Baron, it's not time for your witness testimony yet.
So you would think, prosecutor. And yet I see my good reputation getting tarnished by your incompetence.
Incompetence?
Indeed. Let us proceed with witness questioning. Is that fine with you, Judge? Yes, I suppose that's fine. Very good. And I trust that the defense has no objections. No objections here. Fantastic. Oh, but before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc. Now, prosecutor, ask me about what I witnessed over the course of the evening.
Okay. Baron Roguet, on the night of
The initial dinner went magnificently. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Grenville left to visit the garden. Dame Cataline followed behind him moments later. Seigneur Courtois, Monsieur Robinho, and myself were engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer had left, my housemaid left to go find Monsieur Grenville and Dame Cataline. That would be when I heard her cry for help.
Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from here.
I would like to cross-examine the witness. Do you doubt my integrity, garçon? I'm just here to uncover the truth. Very well then. Hit me with your best shot. Let us establish with an absolute certainty that I, Baron Roguer, am an honest man. The defense may proceed with the cross-examination.
I'm going to take you down, Lion. Or should I say Lion? The dinner went magnificently. There's no doubt that there was a dinner. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Grenville left to visit the garden. Yes, I don't have anything that proves it. I do have something to prove that you went there as well. This. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use the cigar butt. Mr. Grenville left to visit the garden. My housemaid discovered the pair just after the photograph left and called for help. She discovered the pair. Your housemaid wasn't there. She would have cleaned the cigar. She's a housemaid. She would have cleaned the cigar. She wasn't there. Yes, that makes sense. I'm gonna choose to go on that.
Baron Roguer, I have a couple of questions about your housemaid Colleen Duhor.
Does she smoke?
Does your housemate smoke cigars?
Huh? Well, that question came out of left field.
Definitely not. Mademoiselle Duhard detests the smell of tobacco.
I see. Putting together a bit of picture, are we?
I think so. The pieces are slowly falling into place.
Do you have another question about the housemaid? Yes. Does she smoke? Does she smoke cigars? Well... Come on. No, I don't have any question about the housemaid, but can't I use the evidence? The other evidence is that she's a thief, and I'm not gonna... There's no point in saying that. It's a smoked cigar, right? Plus it was in water, so it's not usable. She wouldn't have stolen that. No, I don't. Select the statement to question. The housemaid! She's a thief! Fine, I'll say it. A housemaid's a thief. She has stolen a number of including all of the silverware. I object, that's not a question. Alright, let me rephrase that. Barn, why did you not immediately report to the police?
Is a man obliged to report every act of theft that they witness? Well, not legally, I suppose. I chose not to incriminate the poor girl because I felt it would be needlessly harsh. I know letting a criminal run loose is a foreign concept to many of your law types, and I'm sure you understand the concept of murder.
Well, you see, I think we actually... This is smart because... this is a smart line of questioning for one reason. Not denouncing the crime of theft. I'm going off of law in my country. I don't know how it goes in France or in the United States, but not denouncing a theft is a crime in itself. Like not reporting certain crimes is a crime by itself. So Mr. Baron may have committed a little crime himself. Never mind, it's not gonna let me accuse him of anything. It's like the statement to question. What? Why is this dirty? Monsieur Green left to visit the garden. Left to visit the garden. The dinner went magnificently. I don't have anything to say about the dinner. Left to visit the garden. Sure, he left to visit the garden? No, you left to visit the garden. Sure, let's go for the garden, why not?
Baron, we seldom ever seen your garden for yourselves.
When was the last time you visited it?
Baron Roger, when was the last time you ventured into your own garden? As it happens, I have quite serious allergies. I haven't been in my own garden for years. Years, you say? Indeed.
That's alright, my friend. There's your cigar there.
Baron, I do not wish to call you a liar, but that claim does not hold up to scrutiny. Oh? And why is that? Because we have hard evidence that you have visited the garden recently. Balderdash, my word is gold. Show the court this so-called hard evidence that I've been in my garden.
A cigar.
This was found in your garden. To be specific, it was found inside the fountain basin. Right beside where the murder occurred.
Cigar butt? That could belong to anybody, and that couldn't belong to anybody. We just determined that the housemaid doesn't smoke.
Prosecutor, please shut your mouth. I can speak for myself.
Okay, sorry, Baron.
That is indeed the remains of one of my cigars, but I must apologize, Monsieur Falcon, for I misunderstood your initial question. You see, prior to the banquet, I hadn't visited my own garden in years.
Prior to the banquet?
But naturally, after hearing the housemaid's cry for help on the evening of the murder, I rushed outside. I was shocked and disgusted by what I saw. That must have been when I dropped my half-smoked cigar in the fountain basin.
You see, Falcon, that's a perfectly reasonable explanation.
I would find that believable if the cigar were casually discarded. But as it happened, the cigar butt was found in the fountain's upper basin, a location that could only be accessed with great inconvenience. And a little paddling. The cigar butt was not dropped. It was deliberately hidden.
Hidden? If you wanted to hide it, couldn't you just like put it in your pocket and discard it? Whatever.
There are a number of possible explanations. Are there? Because I can only think of one. That is you, Baron Roger, deliberately hid your cigar butt to disguise your own illicit activities. Did I now? And what illicit activities would those be? You want me to spell it out? Fine, let's put everything on the table. You, Baron Roger, murdered Monsieur Grenville. That is what you were trying to keep hidden. Directly accusing me of murder? How shamelessly brazen.
This is a ludicrous accusation, Falcon. The Brown is an upstanding citizen of the highest order. Your allegation is baseless. You have no evidence, no means, motive, or opportunity.
No evidence. Think harder, Monsieur Rabinton. Every piece of evidence points to this. You want the means? The Baron certainly had the means. His lion's claws are as sharp as a surgeon's blade. Getting a frog belly would be trivial for him. Even Monsieur Robinho confessed just moments ago that he feared his claws. Ridiculous! I would never threaten a man with violence. You want a motive. The Baron had at least 10,000 francs worth of motive. By removing a business partner, the Baron's share of his railway company increased from 1/3 to 1/2. This is preposterous! And finally, the Baron had an opportunity. No, he crafted the perfect opportunity. He arranged a small banquet with a very select number of guests. He was aware of the missing silverware, and yet he served steak, a food item that necessitates good cutlery. Why? To bloody the hands of his guests, of course. Then he hired an easily influenced photographer and staged a very specific picture in order to build a perfect alibi for himself. Photographing the guests in front of a handless clock to make for easy editing is quite an ingenious plan, it must be said. Prosecutor, are you going to let this slanderous yarn go uncontested? Say something! Object! Oh, you're pitifully useless. After executing the murder, the Baron found himself still holding a single piece of incriminatory evidence, his finished cigar. He knew that leaving it at the crime scene would raise suspicion, but he didn't have time to properly dispose of it. So, out of desperation, he threw it into his fountain, out of the sight of his guests and any snooping police. I imagine the Baron was hoping to implicate Seigneur Pertois de Mieux, since that would ensure total control of his railway company. Alas, Dame Catherine was the first to happen upon the crime scene, so the Baron improvised. This is an outrage! Judge, I demand that you disbar this ranting lunatic! No, there is only one outrage here. That is, that a man like yourself is able to abuse his wealth and status to frame an innocent girl for murder. You're a bourgeois of the worst kind. How dare you, garçon, the utter nerve for a lying scumbag of a lawyer to accuse a philanthropist like myself of something so heinous. I'm nothing like the fat cat bourgeois. I'm a respectable, hard-working capitalist. No, you're a ruthless man who would slaughter a dear friend just to reap a few francs. You incredulous whelp. I ought to gut you right here and end you now like that damn frog. Could someone please restrain the Baron? I'm on you. I'm on it, Your Honor. Let's go, old man. To the conciergerie with you. Don't touch me, you filthy jackdaw! I can walk myself. This was quite a turn of events. Does the prosecution have anything to add?
Well, in a manner of speaking, well, to be honest, no.
Then I shall now confer with the members of the jury to come to a decision. I ask that the animals of the court please be patient in this time. Falcon, that was pretty incredible. Thank you. I just hope it was enough.
What do you mean? You disproved Cataline's innocence. We'll get a not guilty verdict for sure.
Sparrowson, I think you've misunderstood something important about the justice system.
Let me guess. The fact that the lion has shitloads of money. What's that? Yeah, actually, never mind. He didn't prove anything. He doesn't have any proof. He just speculated.
I haven't proved anything. As lawyers, we cannot deal in proofs. It's just not possible. All we can do is organize the evidence and convincingly explain what it suggests. Right. I haven't proved Dame Cataline's innocence. All I have done is demonstrate that there is significant possibility that she is not guilty.
I'm not sure that I understand the difference. You passed the bar exam, huh?
We have reached a decision. In light of the recent revelations, it is clear that an error of judgment was made with the initial arrest. On that note, we unanimously find the defendant, Dame Cataline Demure, to be not guilty.
Very nice. Not guilty. We did it. First case. Alright. Monsieur Falcon, Petit Sparrow, you did it.
Yeah, I suppose we did, didn't we?
We should head back to the office so we can celebrate properly.
You did it, Falcon. I can take all the credit. This was a group achievement.
I'm so proud of you both. I'll go get 1 bottle of wine and 3 of our least dirty glasses. You're amazing, Monsieur Falcon.
It was nothing.
I very much like the way you pinned the murder on the Baron. That was an act of sheer genius.
Well, I didn't pin anything. Sparrowson and I just worked at unveiling the truth, given the facts of the case.
Monsieur Falcon, there is no need to play coy. The case is over.
Play coy?
Don't tell me you're actually being sincere.
I'm completely lost.
Oh wow, I thought the goody-goody thing was an act. But you actually don't know. Well, I spelled out for you.
I killed him.
I killed him. Is that what she's gonna say? Alright, let's see what she's gonna say. Oh shit! I murdered Monsieur Grenouille. I saw him in the garden, all drunk and vulnerable. I seized my opportunity. He said his clause. She's not a he. It is nothing personal, just business, you understand?
Business?
To increase my papa's share in the train company, of course. My papa always said that the drunk old frog was the weakest link.
Your confession doesn't make any sense at all. I found Baron Rogue's cigar butt hidden in the garden.
Oh, I put that there. I expected the police to find it, but I suppose I was putting too much faith in the brains of the Paris finest. But Falcon proved that Monsieur Robinho's photograph was edited. It was edited. I wasn't in the picture because I was busy paying a visit to Monsieur Grenouille in the garden. My papa knew I needed an alibi, so he ordered Monsieur Robinho to paint me over Baron Rogueil and to add hands on the clock. That lazy artist didn't manage to finish altering either photograph by trial day. It's a good thing that Monsieur Falcon was so imaginative, because that could have gone very badly. What is the silence? You should both be proud. There are many lawyers in the whole of France who could have won a case like this, even for a bourgeoisie kitten like me. I think you should leave. Fine. So much for the celebrations. Here's the payment for your services straight from my papa's pockets. Not bad. 30 francs. Not bad. Well, adieu, Monsieur Falcon. Adieu, Petit Sparrows. Holy shit, we just got played. Falcon, what do we do now? We report her to the police? Falcon? We go straight to the cops? End of Act 1, your game has been saved. You should continue. I don't wish to continue. I'm gonna leave this right here. I know how long this episode is, but I'm digging this game. I'm really enjoying it. The art style is beautiful. The music is beautiful. The characters are very well written. The story is amazing. I'm liking it. I'm gonna continue it for sure. So, with that said and done, I hope you're enjoying this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day, because I sure am, and I'll see you in the next episode. See ya!